daily race. Tonight we are going to be featuring Asder and Duke Firebird. It will be an open expert item pool seed tonight. So we've been seeing a lot of hard item pool recently, but this one is going to be a little bit harder in that expert pool allows a maximum of 8 hearts. The runners will only find 3 heart containers, 8 heart pieces total, giving another extra 2. Maximum mail stays green like heart pool. Maximum sword is now mastered, so we will see Master Sword Silverless Ganon by the end of this. Fighter Shield, which our runners probably won't care about too much overall. And no silvers, just like hard pool. I am Zethno, and I will be here tonight with Jurossi. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm not sure why we are torturing ourselves with expert mode, but hey, haven't seen it in a while, right? Unless you happen to get a bad mystery seed.
Yeah, I guess since it's expert, and of course our runners all love expert, our daily races normally have a lot of people, but today we have 2. These 2 runners on screen are the total racers for tonight's daily seed. So what you see is what you've got. We got a map track there. Pendant, Desert, and Red Crystal at Eastern, and a Crystal at Hera.
Yep, that's what I saw.
So that's something. I'd say that means we need to find the bow at some point, but I think we already knew that. So
yeah,
nice full mapping for Duke Firebird.
Though we're sure not finding silvers.
I kind of have to comment on Duke Firebird's interesting timer.
Because of the red in the background?
Yeah, it's counting up. But so while we're just watching the runners do their early checks, because this is pretty standard. Checking out Lost Woods, going
No, it's
into
open, not standard.
Kakariko. Yeah.
Sorry.
You know what? But yeah, it's these checks are pretty much what you want to do, especially early, especially in an expert pool where you really are just hoping to find some items before doing anything important. The positive thing is that it, like hard pool, this should contain 4 swords throughout the entire world. So whichever 2 they find first will give them swords.
And speaking of finding stuff first, we already have a flute here, which is pretty crazy. But that'll help getting around the world.
So here's something. Duke Firebird has 9 bombs, and Asder has 0.
But he has plenty of money with which to buy bombs.
Yeah, I think there was a crab check, and the crab gave off bombs, so it's a little bit of a nice boost for Duke Firebird not having to buy those bombs.
And there were some sitting in the tavern. What do you know?
Of course. The second I said, isn't that the rule? Comms say one thing, runners prove you wrong instantly. Or the game proves you wrong. Either way.
Hey, and more in the chicken hut. We're doing great for bombs.
Hey, those are bomb lock bombs, though.
That's why they had the first bombs in the tavern.
Yeah, I guess. Yep. So yeah, there's a comment in chat, and I will emphasize, we went over the rule options at the starting of this race, but yes, that does mean we have a 8-heart Master Sword Silverless Ganon fight at the end of this. And 8-heart maximum, and there's a sword! Okay, we have 50% of our swords.
And we have an ether which we can use with that sword.
You know, that's actually really helpful. Getting a medallion on expert item pool is a lot nicer.
So certainly useful for things like Stalfos and Gibdos.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Now we got as they're going in doing the bomb check. Now that they have bombs.
Okay, I think we've pretty well exhausted Kakariko between our two runners. Really just that sword and ether.
Yes, but well, where was the flute? Was that in
I
Link's
was
house?
trying to figure that out too because I just
Link's
noticed
house.
Esther had it. Ah, okay.
So I think I've seen a few runners do this, and it's kind of an interesting opening that I've tried myself now in open of start in Link's house, pick up the one item there, instantly save and quit, and then go to Sanctuary and do your normal Sanctuary start route.
Yeah, though some people will also try to farm bombs just south of the Grove.
Yes, I think in this case it was just a pure save and quit.
Yeah, well, clearly Asher wasn't farming bombs since he didn't have any when he got to CAC.
That is very true too. Hey, look, more bombs! Race game.
So Duke's now gonna get his flute and kind of wish he had it before he went to Kakariko.
One of those times doing that early Link's House check before Sanctuary. Wow, can't say that word today. Sank. Is a big benefit. Got a good comment in chat. This seed is sponsored by bombs.
It is also worth noting we're already up to 5 hearts, which, you know, that's most of the hearts will see this seed.
So we've picked up 2. We can get another 3.
Ooh, Flipper's on Uncle.
I was going to say we got another heart piece, but Flipper is definitely more important.
Or you can be really excited about a heart piece. Maybe the Flippers will lead us to more heart pieces.
They might, but then they're going to lead us to a lot of green 20s. So just a reminder that once the runners pick up 8 heart pieces, every other heart piece in the game is going to turn into a green 20. So we are going to see a lot of green 20s.
Another thing we just saw was gloves on desert ledge. So we will need the book. This is book required seed because you're not going to mirror to desert ledge because you kind of need the mitts to do that.
Yes, I had to take a second to figure out why we couldn't flute there, but yes, that makes a lot of sense. You need mitts to pick up the rock. This is what happens with the late night seeds here in Eastern North America.
But yeah, so you know, we're gonna have to dip Pendant Desert. It'll be interesting to see if we'll be dipping it only so that we can walk through and get the glove, or if there's something in it.
Yeah, I'm sure the runners are going to do those checks one way or the other since they're in the dungeon, unless those mitts are go mode, which does happen once in a while, but is not all too common.
But I'm guessing that... Ooh!
Same reaction. Yeah. That's a hook shot.
Yes, Uncle and Escape are definitely... Oh, there's our other glove! Oh my! Okay,
see,
then.
The thing there to me is that Duke Firebird is going to go over and check Saha's closet at some point. That's a relatively common early check. It'll be interesting to see when Asder goes to front of Escape.
Well, he's running out of stuff.
Yeah, that's the one good thing here. Because without those gloves, I'm not sure they're going to find too much to do. That is a good...
Okay, well, there's the book. Guess he's not doing front of Escape. Guess he's getting his Titan's mitts.
Yeah, that could actually be a problem unless mitts are the intended Dark World access.
At this rate, well, we don't have the mirror yet. If the mirror shows up, how much do you want to bet the Moon Pearls and Checkerboard?
Oh, that would be unpleasant.
But totally in logic if we get the mirror.
Yes. Ooh, hey, good use of ether there on Duke Firebird's screen. It also makes the enemies visible, in addition to making them not kill you.
Yeah, and without half magic, we can get 4 uses out of ether.
There's another one.
Okay, desert is not immediately boots locked.
And nope, no boots.
Though we still
So
don't
we
have a fire source, so Landmo's out of the question.
yeah, but I'm not really sure runners particularly want to go to the back of the dungeon and get a non-green pendant.
Well, it depends. Like, there's at least one item on the right side of desert. The question is, are there 2?
It looks like we might. I don't know if we're finding out now or what's going on. We'll see what Asder does after finding the gloves here.
I think he probably goes back in. I think it's just that, this made the routing a bit easier because he can jump down and now he's going back in the middle entrance.
That makes a lot of sense.
Because without the mirror, routing desert's kind of annoying.
Yes, it very much is. Especially considering how long it also takes just to even open the front door.
So Duke is now getting the news about that glove. And doesn't even bother with Aegina. Hey, we haven't seen Ice Rod Cave, have we?
Ice Rod Cave, no.
Okay, so desert was worthless. Landmo has the map. The only reason you would go there is if something's on ped.
So I'm assuming chat all wants something to be there, and the runners are hoping, oh, please no.
Well, conveniently with that early book, we might see a ped check before too long.
Yeah, especially if Skullwoods ends up being a crystal, because that is a great time to fit in that book ped check.
Ooh, and Asder gets hit by those crabs, which do take 2 hearts apiece.
Yeah, those crabs hurt a lot, and especially when you're on green mail. And I would say it's expert item pool, but expert item pool is not getting these runners here. They actually don't have enough hearts to be blocked on pieces or containers yet.
And we haven't seen any green 20s pop up, so it's not like we're missing a blue mail yet or anything.
That's true too. And we're getting another ice ride. So you said, I see, when I say something, the runners do the complete opposite. You say the runners haven't done an ice rod check, and both of them run over there to do it for you.
Though interesting that Duke walked rather than fluting. I mean, it doesn't save that much time, but you don't have the boots. It definitely does save time.
Now, I might have. Did I? What was that item?
In Ice Rod Cave, full heart.
Yeah. Oh, heart. Okay. Oh, so we could be maxed out on hearts potentially if everything came from a heart. I'm not sure if we got all ours from hearts or pieces of heart now.
I think one of them was from pieces.
So we still have a little bit longer to go before we run out of those hearts. So yeah, if it's 2 heart... Oh no, if it's 2 heart containers and we haven't found Sankheart yet, does that mean the last one is Sankheart?
That I don't remember. I'd have to go into the code and check whether Sankheart is one of those 3 hearts or not.
Because I know in hard pool the Sankheart always exists. I'm not sure if the same applies to expert. I would assume it does, but I'm not sure.
If you really want me to, I can go into the code.
No, We'll see as they go. If we find a whole bunch of green 20s right away, then it's probably Sankard somewhere. There we go. As they're going in to Uncle. Gets to learn how to swim.
Yeah, and both of our runners have Zora money, so I fully expect Duke here to, after he sees what's on the island, to do all 4 checks in the Zora area.
It definitely makes a lot of sense at this point.
Oh, but Ashter is leaving without his hook shot. Now, the hook shot also means that East Death Mountain is fully in logic because we have the flute to get up there.
Hey, Moon Pearl!
Yeah, there's our Dark World access.
Well, Ashter has it, but Duke is missing a lot for it. Completely wrong order of checks there.
Hey, there's a Bloomerang.
Do you think we'll see the runners get it?
I was just about to say, might even be worth getting in expert mode.
Point. We do have hook shot.
Yeah, to answer chat, Hook was in front of Escape, and one glove was in Saha's closet, and the other was Desert Ledge.
Oh, what a scam. We paid Zora 500 rupees to get 20 back.
Life lessons, as always. And neither of our runners wants that Bloomerang.
We have hookshot on Duke's side. This is a bit of a... Sorry, continue.
No, Duke's using the hookshot for Death Mountain, but he won't be able to do Dark Death Mountain, whereas Ashter doesn't have the hookshot to begin with. And what would be really nice is, to be able to do as much of Death Mountain Light and Dark as possible in one trip.
So, Green Swamp, Pendant, Mire, there was a red crystal on Skull Woods, which means everything else is a plain crystal.
And that ether opens Pendant Mire. Don't want to go in there probably quite yet. And Ashter can't without the hookshot.
Well, we already had to go into one green 20s. But that was also, we just got the heart from the piece of heart as well there.
Yeah, but I think that... Wait. Oh, yeah, right. So
yeah, there's 7. That's 7 hearts. We're 1 away.
So we're going to get a lot of green 20s because all the remaining pieces of heart have turned into them.
Correct.
Oh, and half magic on Spec Rock. Nice find, except we don't have a mirror.
Oh, look, a heart container. Duke ignoring the heart.
Probably figures he'll find one soon enough anyway.
Yeah, there's enough hearts that, considering you're only going to get 3 containers total, it's unlikely that that heart will make a difference.
And Ashter heading into Skull Woods.
Always a nice check early. These first few checks are pretty close to overworld checks. I know some runners like to do it early, some do it after their initial Dark World clear, but...
Oh, and Duke just got his last heart piece.
Here come the green 20s!
Yeah, I will be very interested to see what is here. And, ooh, Ice Rod. At least we don't have to go hunting for it.
No, we'll go for Fire Rod instead.
And Ashter takes the express elevator out of Skull Woods.
Getting a nice bomb jump. And a bomb jump on Duke's side. Another nice bomb jump.
Yeah, and if Ashter had the hookshot, he wouldn't have to fall into a pit to have gotten out of there.
Yeah, that hook shot, though, that's kind of worrying. They have so much to check before doing front of escape.
Yeah, whereas
That could be a while.
Duke's kind of running out of stuff before he does either back of escape or Saha's closet.
Yeah. But that's a book. Which just basically adds even more checks before getting to front of escape.
Yeah, because Eastern's a crystal. Hey, there's our fire source.
That helps.
Yeah, and given the hook shot, I don't think Azure's gonna have a lamp anytime soon.
Duke. Oh, Saw? Yes.
Hope so.
Okay.
I did not just catch what was on Bumper Ledge, but chat's not going crazy, so I assume it wasn't anything good.
I missed it, and I missed it on the restream as well. So
Big
I
20,
missed it
I
twice.
just caught it on the restream.
Ah. Well, definitely not that important. Our runners have plenty of money. Speaking of money, so keep in mind that the runners are going to have a lot of additional money this game, because out of those 24 pieces of art, we only got 8, so the rest are all turning into green 20s.
And of course, 2 suits, 2 swords, 2 mail upgrades. I don't know how mail became suits. Suit of armor?
Yeah, exactly. And those 8 heart containers that got turned into the green 20s as well. Just plenty of cash.
I wonder if they ever fixed the bug where you can buy the fire shield in a Dark World shop. Even an expert.
I'm not sure. I just kind of want to comment on something. Duke did not open the last chest in the back of Escape. Knowing, I think, that it was the map, he just opted to not open it.
Yeah, good job by him remembering that all those minutes later.
Yeah, it's a pretty good heads-up play. It doesn't save too much time. It saves a few seconds, and a few seconds can make a... Seems like it doesn't make a big difference, and one individual few second save doesn't make a huge difference. But once you start adding a whole bunch of them together, it can make the difference in some races.
Hey, another green 20. This is becoming a bit of a pattern. Well, that's 2 of the items in Thieves Town, though. Making it less likely that we're going to have an item hammer locked in the back.
Yeah. Duke is just clearing out what Ashtar has already done.
So yeah, Duke's like a bit behind in terms of checks, but kind of ahead because he has that hook shot.
Yeah, all I can really think is that we're going to need to find Hammer soon.
Well, it's very unlikely to be in Thieves depending on the key layout. Not to say it never happens.
Yeah.
So you
because
can
like
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, because we need Hammer to get to a bunch of other checks at this point. So I'm just trying to think of what else we can really check without finding Hammer, or even something like I was gonna say Mirror for Swamp, but then eventually we'll need Hammer.
I was going to say, you can see by Duke's walking back and forth that Azur's desert routing was a bit more efficient.
Yep. As you mentioned earlier, desert's routing without Mirror can be awkward.
Hey, so there's our first bottle, which does give us Sick Kid now. And it also means that the key is locked in the big chest, so Blind can't have the hammer, but Blind does have an item.
Mirror with that Hammer and Swamp in that very, very annoying chest.
Well, whatever Blind has can't lock the hammer.
Well, that's true, too. Maybe Sick Kid has some progression for us.
Yeah, Sick Kid could have the hammer because Blind Cell is not hammer locked, logically.
There it is. Good fight from Ashter. So those first two phases are the important ones. Got to make sure you get them on script to not take damage when you have this little hearts. But even with 7 hearts, you can kind of damage boost your way through phase 3 if you absolutely need to.
So what do you think? Ashter will do Jeremiah's world tour while he's in this area with the mitts but no mirror?
Personally, I hate doing it. I know sometimes you need to, and sometimes I've done it and it turns into great items, but it just feels so bad.
Well, in this case, you have motivation because you can also check Sick Kid in the process.
That's true. It's a good time to come back for that. And there is Flute.
Yeah.
Which will save quite a bit of time.
Meanwhile, Duke is giving us our Dark Death Mountain checks here.
Mirror!
Now you can have your wish about Hammer in that first chest of Swamp.
No, I was not wishing for that. To be clear, I don't need these runners being upset at me afterwards.
You were commentator cursing for it.
We had a comment in chat that Mirror and Purple Chest would be fun, as we find the Mirror.
So both of our medallion entrances are vanilla today, interestingly, and that Mirror also gives us access to Hera and half magic.
Ooh, there's our second sword on Duke's side.
And a shovel. So once Duke does go to the Dark World, he will have much better routing and be able to make use of that shovel at the same time. Oh, there's
there's the other sword.
We'll never know where the fourth sword is, but we know where 3 of them are.
I was literally just about to say, so it'll be interesting to see if Azure finds a different sword than Duke for their second sword. And then a sword popped up on screen.
You thought it and it happened.
In this case, yes. Oh, look, we're going to get an ether tablet check.
Yeah, an actual pull now that we have Master Sword.
Yeah. We'll see if this is anything. Green 20? No! Surprisingly. Oh, boy. Azure boots.
What are those? And a second bottle and junk. But still, boots nice.
Yeah, I'll take that just for boots. Definitely go there just for the boots.
And with so few hearts, honestly, if we get the bug net, stocking those bottles with fairies might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, fairies are always a really nice safety, especially when you have 7 hearts. From the fact that both our runners have 7 hearts, I'm going to say that they probably need to get Sankheart for the 8th heart.
Oh, wow, and I totally forgot because this comes up so rarely that flippers can be your East Dark World access.
Yes. can swim over there. It is a very easy thing to forget, so it's a good heads-up play here from Ashter to remember that.
And I guess Big Key is vanilla, and Duke doesn't want to orphan the big chest.
Yeah, it's always a risk leaving a chest like that.
Yeah, I've definitely seen progression in Hera Big get skipped because runners Hera potted and because they didn't want to get the vanilla Big Key.
Grab that key. Getting another bomb. Death warp.
Which is odd because he has the mirror.
That's true. Autopilot?
Probably.
Because it is definitely not faster to death warp than a mirror.
No, and you don't recover that many hearts.
No, that's about as many he started with when he started death warping. The nice thing about Expert Pool is that it is pretty much always easy to death warp if you need to, though. To answer chat as to why you would death warp with mirror, the only real reason is if you're really low on health and you want to get back to the starting of the dungeon. I think in this case, Duke just autopiloted and did it.
Now, my question is, why did Ashter... I mean, he's stuck here with the hammer, but there was a key in the first chest, so why didn't he go up the middle first?
I'm not sure. Just clearing out the right side, I guess. Make sure there's nothing important there. Ooh! Taking a little bit of a fall from Mulder. Duke gonna have to go back up. Picks up the heart, loses another heart anyways.
Yeah, it is annoying. We don't have hammer. We're not going to have tempered sword. There's no way to quick kill Moldorm. Master sword spins are the best you can do.
So I missed it because I was watching Ashter, but apparently Duke skipped the big... After all that work to get the big key, he skipped the big chest because he must have found the 2 items in there already.
I guess so. What? Duke, what? Did he just realized he skipped the big chest? Unfortunate.
Okay, didn't get 2 items.
Third bottle.
Does Mold... I don't actually know what happens if somebody did that. Does
Moldorm will respawn. Moldorm will respawn. He will have to beat it again.
Oh, that... No?
Or not? Yes.
Nope.
Oh, no. Wow.
No. So supposedly, from what we're being told in chat, if you pick up the item from the boss, then the boss won't respawn.
Oh.
Oh,
hey!
That was a hammer.
French vanilla. And Azure doesn't know it, but that hammer was in logic.
For us. Yeah. So, I learned something new about boss respawns today.
So I guess Ashter will be finishing pod. Sorry.
Yeah, I just want to say, looking at what Duke's doing, Duke will remember there's this heart here. And he's going over going, I want my 8th heart. And it was a heart he actually got to keep, it looks like.
Yeah, because, okay, so I guess Sank Heart is already a green 20 and it's 3 regular heart containers.
Or that just could have been the Sank Heart.
We'll never know. without checking the code.
Unfortunately, Duke was at max health when he picked that up. So unless Ashdor goes in there and picks it up, we won't. I guess if we go late enough in the game and Ashdor still hasn't picked up that heart container, it'll be relatively high odds that that's what that was. So Ashdor left pod without finishing it. Doesn't want to do the dark rooms potentially at 7 Hearts Greenmail. Would you want to do the Dark Turtle room at 7 Hearts Greenmail Master Sword?
Yeah, well, it's his fault for not getting that hook shot that locks the lamp.
Yeah, but I think that's a pretty okay play in the end if you're just not comfortable with doing that particular fight, because I know I wouldn't be.
And given where the mirror was, the hook shot is required to get up Death Mountain.
It's going to be a while before we see that check. There's just so many other better checks than the front of escape. So just kind of taking a look at the runner statuses right now. We do have both runners with 1 crystal. 2 different crystals. But very different routing choices.
Yeah, and I'd still give Duke a bit of the edge because he has things like hookshot and mirror and lamp.
Yeah, that hookshot's just going to be a problem. Ashdor has cleared out a lot more of the Dark World. But if they don't find that hookshot sometime soon, it's going to be a problem. I'm going to be seeing the back of Thieves down here on Duke's side. Nothing in the big key chest in Eastern. And here comes another dark room. This is an unpleasant dark room, unless you know exactly where to stand. Looks... Ah, there it is. After using the strat to hit the Igor before it's moving and before it can take damage with an arrow, so you know where it is and you get near it and can kill it. It's one of the more consistent strats for that room. If you let the Igor start walking around before you get a hit off, it is extremely difficult to find it or the key at the end of that. I think we're going to get a quick kill here.
Yep. Very nice.
Second crystal. And third unique crystal.
Yeah, but apart from Dark Mire, he's out of crystals he can do. He's gonna have to find that hookshot, really.
That could save them. Just that there's so few checks left that they're going to have to do front of escape. If that mirror was somewhere more pleasant and there were more things to check, this could actually go worse.
Oh, well, there's another crystal he can do.
What was I just saying?
That also unlocks Pyramid Fairy.
Well, actually, they're getting farther and farther away from that hook shot. But on a positive note, at least clearing crystals on the way now.
Oh yeah, that also unlocks Ice Palace.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we're going to be a while before that hook shot now.
Yeah, I think so.
And here comes scripted blind fight number 2 from Duke's side. So that, yeah, the script that you always hear is that blind will do the exact same thing the first time you go into this room in any seat. So if you know where to stand, easy fight, like Duke made it look like.
Yeah, Duke just followed the script to a T.
I do just want to give a shout out to the group that joined us from Speed Gaming 3 about a minute ago. So this is a ALTTPR daily race. The mode is Open Expert. Welcome.
I never remember whether red is wisdom and blue is power or the other way around.
Yeah, it's nope. Not a clue. So it looks like we will be seeing a Mothula fight soon.
And I'm guessing Duke's now gonna do the Smith chain normally since he has a mirror.
That's a much more pleasant way to do it.
But he does have to skip hammer pegs because he hasn't been into pod, and I don't blame him for not having been into pod because the only way to get over there is, you know, going all the way across the map with the flippers.
Yeah, it's a lot faster to get there when you have the hammer, which is in pod. Unfortunate when it turns out that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, most items being vanilla or French vanilla can be kind of annoying.
And here's the Mothula fight. Definitely a very annoying fight. Even worse at low health and low swords.
Yeah, Duke's gonna have an easier time of it because he at least has half magic, so he'll be able to get off more fire rod shots.
I sure got caught in the spikes there on the side. This could be a problem.
He's got to be getting close.
Yeah, it's just so many hits didn't count. So that's the other one. If you hit Mothula into a spike or Mothula's over a spike, when you hit it, it won't take damage. So it can be very hard to know how far you are into that fight until Mothula just decides to die at some point. A good fight, though. Completed. Got the crystal. That's what's important.
Hey, when did Duke get his all-important Fisher-Price shield?
During the Mothula fight, I think.
Maybe off of the Smiths?
Maybe.
Okay, well, we knew that Stumpy was going to give Duke a green 20 because that would be Tempered Sword otherwise.
Yeah. So it does... Oh, look, another green 20. It does look like the Smiths actually forged something for our runners today. That is unusual.
Yeah. And we're going to see checks that You don't often see quite this early because Duke's going to be able to do Bombos, and Ashdar is doing Big Bomb.
Oh, Azur's in the perfect area to go get that hook shot. If only they had Mirror.
Which is locked by the hook shot.
Good. Yes. But it would be very nice to have that Mirror. Just to do this check, Mirror straight into Hyrule Castle and walk in the front door.
That purple chest was like a pirate's buried treasure today. Unfortunately, we don't really need money at this point. And there's another shield on Pyramid Ledge. Oh, and there's Quake, which we do need for Turtle Rock. We're going to see our first catfish check.
Catfish is always one of those checks that's very difficult to route in reasonably at any point in the game.
Yeah, but at least with the boots, it's not as painful. Speaking of which, Duke's about to get them.
Definitely nice to get boots. And Catfish gives us a green 20. Yeah, green 20! That surprised no one.
Well, I guess we're gonna buy some blue goo, though Ashdar didn't have all that much money, so he could only get one.
That's not a sentence I thought I would hear during this seed with how many green 20s we found.
Yeah, where did all the money go?
That's very confusing to me. Now, where's Duke going? Oh, just checking Pyramid.
Oh, right. He doesn't have the bow, so... And I don't think he has any potions, so... I don't see him necessarily doing pod, because... Why didn't he dip Skullwoods? I guess he didn't want to go in there without the Fire Rod. Well, he can get the Fire Rod now.
This is a seed of two different runners ignoring checks that they need to go do. Neither one is a bad decision, to be clear. It's just not checking what they need to.
Well, I mean, Duke's now in a good position. After Catfish, he can hookshot across the gap and do King's Tomb and Graveyard Ledge. So then he'll get his Fire Rod. He can continue over, do Skullwoods, probably even check the ped while he's over there since he has the mirror.
Yeah, that could be actually a really good road in the end. Let's see if we actually get that road, though.
The problem is getting back to pod at that point, because you still have to take the long way, and that is funny, that Good Bee taking down that Popo.
Good Bee doing its job, being very helpful.
Oh, is Ped dead? Chat's saying Ped's dead, and I guess so. Samaria is the only thing we need, and that can't be on Ped because Myers a pendant.
Yep, that's correct. I guess we just hadn't discussed that.
And Duke does use up half of his savings buying 3 blue potions. Good planning on his part.
And I think Duke should be able to know that there's nothing on Ped, because Hammer cannot be there. Fire Rod he should have before he gets there.
And Bow he'll have before he gets... Well, depends what order he does Skullwoods in.
Actually, but there's also Ether. Or not Ether, Quake. Quake, he would be unaware if Quake is there or not until he finds it.
Right. So, unbeknownst to both of these runners, all they're really looking for is Samaria.
Yeah.
Oh, nice bomb jump by Ashdar there, since he doesn't have that hook shot.
No hookshot, no Samaria. That makes this dungeon quite annoying.
Especially with this key layout.
Yeah,
I mean,
key layouts and ice are always fun.
He's totally out of logic. He knows the game expects him to have the hook shot in here.
Sure, but he also knows that he can just finish this dungeon with the items he has, so may as well while he's here. It's not really that much longer to do it this way than to do it with hookshot. Might be a little faster with Samaria, but there's no guarantee that Samaria is just not in here.
Yeah. Oh, wow, that was the other bow. Sitting in bonk rocks. Who knew?
Well, that adds a green 20 to Skull Woods, where Duke is about to be.
It's amazing that the routing is so different that we've found 3 swords in both bows, just between 2 runners.
Yeah. I'm curious how this will end up as we start having these roads converge later in the seed.
We also have now found all 3 shields, because there's the one that Duke got on the Smiths. There was that one in Ice Palace Big, and there was one on Pyramid Ledge.
Yeah. So we found 3 shields, 3 swords, and both bows from 2 runners in an expert pool. Okay. So all we really want to know is where's that 4th? Which one of those green 20s was the 4th sword? And here's Cold Stare. Ashdar has 2 hearts. Okay. I was gonna say that's tight. Didn't even have enough magic anyways, needed 1 more hit.
Yeah, he does only have that 1 blue bottle, just ran out of magic, but gets the 3rd puff down.
That was a very clean fight. That made that fight look very easy, and I can say that 7 heart green mail master sword cold stare is not as easy as that looked.
You know what would be funny? If the Cane of Samaria is on Helmasaur.
Oh, that would be something. Possible. And there's Mothula.
So now Duke, though he doesn't know it, has to go around to Pod and Eastern.
Yeah, I think we're gonna probably get the ped check first.
Ooh, and Ashdar save scums the mushroom just in case. Well, he doesn't know this because he still doesn't know about like several items that are either the hookshot or locked behind the hookshot. But if he had Samaria to do fake powder, we'd be in no mode.
Yeah, but it looks like Samaria could be our... Well, it's going to be our no mode, but it could be a runner's go mode based on the layout of the seed.
And as we discussed, for all Duke knows, Quake is here. Oh, that's the cape.
It's cape. But there's nothing on Bumper Ledge, unfortunately, so that cape is not going to get picked up.
Right, and because the cape can't even logically lock Samaria unless we come up with the Cane of Burna, we know Samaria is not in Spike Cave.
Oh, and that you said it, I didn't think of that. If Berna's in, say, GT, and Samaria's in Spike Cave, that could be a required pet.
Well, no,
No, it
because
couldn't. We need to
of
still get
Meyer.
Meyer. Yeah, Meyer. Okay, we discussed that. Nothing could be on... Samaria couldn't be there because of Meyer.
And hey, there's that bow that turned into a green 20 on Duke Firebird's side.
Yep.
Speaking of Meyer, Astor's going in there. I guess Samaria can be vanilla. There's nothing saying it can't.
Yeah, definitely could be in here. Or it could be French vanilla, somewhere next door. Oh, that was a pretty fast room here on Astor's side.
Yeah, he just used up almost all of his magic.
Speed. Gotta go fast.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's some magic refill spots, but since he doesn't have lamp, he's gonna need enough magic to do compass room.
That's true. Duke doing Meyer Shed into checkerboard over here.
We haven't seen checkerboard yet.
Well, I didn't think we had, so this could be interesting. But is likely a green 20. No, it's bombs.
I mean, given all the stuff we're finding, we're rapidly getting to the point where Samaria could be anywhere except for in Turtle Rock, on Vitreous, or in GT. Cold Stare did not drop a small key, so that tells us the game wasn't necessarily expecting us to have Samaria to go into Ice Palace.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think, like, there's so few places that Samaria can actually be now.
Okay, now this is interesting. Astor is going to do the cutscene chest, even though he found the big key and compass chest. With big key and compass chest, it is very likely but not required that this will just be a small key.
Yeah. But I guess we'll see what comes out of it. Meanwhile, Duke is getting that Eastern Palace out of the way. Should bring him up to his 4th dungeon.
Did he... I was watching Meyer. Did Duke get there via the Dark World so he'll be able to have a portal to do pod?
I was also watching Meyer, and I looked over, and Duke was already in Eastern, so unfortunately I'm not quite sure.
Chad is saying no.
Yeah.
And he is going to need to do pod to get his French vanilla hammer, which is probably the reason he's not doing pod.
Yeah, that's a pretty good reason not to do pod. It's just unfortunate when hammer's actually in there. He's probably hoping the hammer's in here somewhere, and then he can just go down and use the portal below Eastern.
And Astor, now having the Fire Rod, would have a bit easier of a time of pod basement. So we may see him going back there before too long.
Yeah. I think the lamp was hookshot locked, right?
It was. It was in Spiral Cave.
Yes, which is hookshot because mirror is also hookshot locked, so we can't use the top route to get there either.
Right, Mirror was in Super Bunny?
I just remember it was on Death Mountain on that side somewhere. I think Super Bunny sounds right, though. Looks like we're getting the Smith's chain on Ashtor's side. Yep. Mirrorless Smiths.
Now this will be interesting though because he has the hammer, so he can do hammer pegs.
Yeah, that could be something. Duke having a little bit of problems with this room.
Yeah, it
I
was
get
like
it.
the arrow basically went through that Igor to hit the Popo instead.
Always nice when the game cooperates.
So what do you know? The Smiths are making green 20s when you already have a shield.
Turn the shield into money. That works. It's a comment in chat. Pay 10 rupees, get 20. Good deal. Yes, unlike the Zora deal, pay 500 rupees, get 20 rupees. Much worse deal. You gotta buy your 20 rupees from the Smiths, not from Zora. The Smiths ones are even special collector's edition green.
Duke didn't quite get the quick kill, but gets Armos down quickly enough. So we're even on the crystal count.
Yeah, this is gonna start getting interesting. Now, if Peg Cave is important, this could be really big. It's not.
Yeah, so Duke has access to Pyramid Fairy now, and remember, this portal's his only Dark World access, so he may well be going to Pyramid Fairy, and this is the only way he can get there. So he could get his Quake, and then if he continues into Pod from there, he could get his Hammer, and then he'll just be Kane for Go mode. But
Yeah, at that point, I definitely would see a Ice Palace clear coming up next, anyways. And then, where is that Samaria?
is it faster to go around to the bomb shop this way just because you can charge in a straight line for so long?
I am not sure.
Or is he doing Pod first?
It's got to be Pod because you would need to get the bomb. You would need the hammer to get.
Oh,
the bomb.
right. Yes, you kind of need to either have beaten Aga or have the hammer.
Do you see where Ashtor is?
Oh! At only the hour 2 mark.
We are getting front of escape. There it is. There's that hook shot. This is gonna bring the runners very tight here. We're very likely going to see a Tower of Hera clear very soon from Ashtor, getting that 5th crystal on his side. Saves and quits. Done with that dungeon. I'm going to guess that I can't remember what was in Zelda's chest. Was it just the small key?
No, the small key can't be in Zelda's chest.
Oh.
I had a long discussion with Christos Owen about that once, and I still don't totally understand the logic.
Oh, okay. So it can't be small key, but so Azure left an item and doesn't. We know it wasn't important, but he doesn't know it wasn't important. Either way, we are seeing the Death Mountain checks here on Azure's side, which is very much to be expected.
And something he needs.
Hey, there's the ice rod.
Which was really the only thing of use in Paradox Cave.
Now here's the question: does Azure pick up the full heart in Spectacle Rock?
Oh, maybe that was Sankheart in Spec Rock because he's gone all this time without finding another heart container.
I think it was. I think Duke just kind of got lucky with that pickup right there and actually found Sankheart. Skipping over Spiral Cave.
Well, it makes sense. He doesn't want to climb the mountain more times than he has to.
Yep, can definitely do it afterwards. We are about to see a hammer yell. Not something you'll see too often outside of key sanity races, but when you have the small key, if you do it correctly, it can save a little bit of time, but once you fall in the pit, you don't really have much of a time save anymore.
Yeah, and he also has the mirror, so it's not a huge deal anyway, because you can just circle around and finish with the big chest and then mirror.
Yeah. I believe Azure just skipped the big key. Ooh.
Though we know that was just a bottle, so okay, he'll be missing a bottle. Oh, and for all that, Duke forgot that he didn't have the big key.
We are trying. We are looking to get a. Wow, Herapot. Sorry. So a lot of bomb jump buffering here, bomb boost buffering on both sides of the screen. There's the hammer. Duke's gonna have to go all the way back to that pig chest because I think he doesn't have all the items yet.
Yeah, he's going back. But at least he now has his hammer. He can mirror. He can go to Helma King.
Definitely a little annoying. Sometimes you get into an autopilot, like we mentioned earlier, and you just think, oh, I always do this particular trick to get into this room, and then you realize you don't have the items required to finish it. And Azure finishes up Moldor.
Yeah, race is really tightening. It's still going to be a bit before he finishes on the mountain here. But then he can just rush Helmasaur King, and that'll be his 6th crystal, and then we're just in Samaria hunt mode.
So I guess that's the discussion to have at this point. Where can that be? Other than on Helmasaur. Yeah, Swamp, Green Pendant, I guess, from Swamp as well.
Oh, Swamp is Green Pendant too.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, what else are we missing at this point?
I guess if we find Burna somewhere, it could be in Spike Cave. But logically, I believe we need either Burna or Cape for that, right? And Cape is on Pet.
Right. So Spike Cave is only in logic if Burna shows up.
Okay. So it's probably not in there. Unless we find Burna on Helmasaur or... Oh, wouldn't that be rude? You get it, like, Green Pendant, turn in Burna to go to Spike Cave. Ew. If that happens, runners, I am so sorry for the curse.
And given the number of heart containers here, the only way to cheese Spike Cave otherwise is, start filling your bottles with a lot of potions.
Duke has the money for it.
Ashter now has the money for it, too.
Ashter's short one bottle over Duke from somewhere.
Because he never did have a big chest.
Ah, yes. Do you know the total number of hearts you need for Spike Cave?
14. So I guess if you have 8 hearts, 1 bottle of red goo is sufficient. Barely.
Okay. I think Ashter still needs 2 because he has not picked up the Spectacle Rock card yet.
Nice hammer strats on Helma King there.
Yeah. Very good. Nice, clean fight. More rupees!
Okay, and now Ashter's gonna get his lamp, so he will officially be Samario away from go mode, as Duke also is.
Okay, so we're going to probably have the runners clear up the dungeons that the others have already done now. We'll see Ashter go in and finish a pod.
Well, right. Duke isn't quite Samario from go mode. He's going to do Pyramid Fairy now, and then he will be Samario from go mode.
Yeah. Pyramid Fairy probably into Ice Palace. And then we'll actually be pretty much on the same completion level between our two runners. It feels like Ashter will get there a little earlier, actually.
Yeah. Kind of funny for all that. I mean, part of it is, Duke wasting that time with hammer yumping and having to traverse Dark Maze twice. Ashter's execution has definitely been cleaner. Even if he took that death in Hera.
Yeah. I feel like he was almost thinking about Haripot and going, I should have done that, shouldn't I, as he was going up, and kind of just made the decision to take the 1 heart or 2 heart death. But I'm not sure.
Because remember, Ashter's also cleared out most of Mire, and Duke hasn't touched that.
Yeah, the big problem for Duke is that he didn't have the hammer for a long time. So where Ashter was running without hookshot, Duke was running without hammer, and just hammer is helpful in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, I think if he had combined Pod and Eastern, he might be a bit more evened up.
Yeah, I think so. But then again, no one really wants to do Pod without hammer.
Well, the first time Duke was in that area, he didn't have a bow.
Yeah, no bow and no hammer. That's not a great time to go into Pod. But we are seeing both these dungeon clears now. And then we'll probably have both runners going to Swamp. Both runners clearing out kill rooms simultaneously. Pengators on one side, turtles on the other.
And here is Ashter in with Helma King.
Boss fight time.
At least Duke will have a little bit easier of a time with Ice Palace with that hook shot.
Yeah. Would be so much nicer if he had Samaria.
Nice Master Sword spins there by Ashter. Duke's hammer strats were gutsier but a bit faster, but either way works pretty nicely since we're in expert mode.
What a position there. Duke couldn't get the switch blocked by the enemies. That looks good. Good hammer jump or bomb jump. Hammer jump.
Confirming what chat's saying, yes, Lanmo has the map of Desert Palace, so we don't need to go there.
Yeah, it's pretty strong odds here that it's in Swamp.
In fact, I don't know what else is in Logic at this point that we haven't seen from at least one runner.
Yeah, because I think Azure cleared out anything. I don't know if he got all the items, but either way, Kane can't be on Vitreous. Or green 20s. Green 20s everywhere. That's what you get from an expert seed.
Well, that was our shield.
Hmm.
So Duke heading over to Iced Tea Room now.
Azure's just clearing up a bunch of these overworld checks that he didn't get a chance to do earlier.
Well, who wants to go into Swamp? I don't think he's done Bombos either, has he?
I doubt it because I think he did the blacksmith's chain without mirror.
Yep, here he goes for Bombos. Giving Duke some time to catch up if Duke goes straight to Swamp after he finishes Ice. But again, given that crazy Ice key layout, he had to go all the way down and now come back up through this route.
His palace can be quite rude with the keys sometimes. Ah, there we go. That was a bit of a difficult route.
Oh, Azure is now doing Checkerboard Cave, which he hasn't done yet.
Just really clearing up all these overworld checks before going in. He really doesn't want to do Swamp.
I mean, I kind of get that. Who does? But if Duke makes a beeline for Swamp after he finishes Ice, this is going to be close.
The thing is that nobody really wants to do Swamp, but Swamp has so many checks right now. Out of the remaining checks, it's just got such a high percentage at this point.
Well, I think Azure's doing Swamp now.
I'm not sure he has anything left. So it looks like the lack of a hookshot didn't make too much of a time deficit on Ashter's side. He has been playing very well.
Oh, definitely. And now that Duke has done the grand tour of Ice Palace, he's finally on to Cold Stairs, so... Wait, what's he doing now?
Grabbing hearts?
Oh, that might not be a bad idea.
Yep, grabbing hearts. 2-heart Cold Stare is not a pleasant fight.
At least half...
Sorry?
Oh, I was just going to say, at least half magic is going to make that side of things easier than it was for Azure.
Oh, for sure. My issue with the 2 hearts is even one of those ice drops from the ceiling will be an instant death. Any sort of damage will be an instant death in that fight. And it's very easy to accidentally just take a little bit of damage from something unexpectedly.
Yeah, so another thing is that you can conserve magic if you can get a sword beam off while your fire rod shot is in the air. It counts as 2 fire rod shots. That said, Duke's already threw his magic.
Yep, and you can see why it was a great idea to grab those fairies for some health, because he would already be dead.
Yeah, well, he can only take 1 puff to the face in expert mode, because it's 4 hearts apiece.
Yep, but there's the completion. Meanwhile, Azure is cleaning up swamp.
So yeah, if Duke goes to swamp directly, he'll be about half a swamp behind.
Big question is, where in swamp is the cane?
I should have run a prediction for left side swamp, but too late now.
Well, the other question a little bit too is it actually going to be cane in here, or is it progression to the cane? I think that could pretty much just be powder at this point, but...
Or Cane of Burna.
Yeah, that's what I came up with right as you started. Yeah, it could be Burna too. That would be something.
Nothing in those chests, and where's Duke off to? Oh, he's doing Meyer area, so unfortunately for him, he's going to be burning some time, and this is now Azur's race to lose, and there is the cane, so just before 121 go mode.
It's... Duke's already done the area. He's going into Meyer.
Well, I mean, he had 2 pendant dungeons and chose the wrong one. I'm a bit surprised just because Swamp has more checks.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. There's a lot more items in Swamp. But that is go mode at about 121 for Azure.
Yeah, and we have a little game we like to play here, and these are the only restreamed runners, so we can run the bot.
Oh yeah, so get your guesses in for the bot.
Oh shoot, I forgot Turtle Rock. Oh well, guess the game will be open for a while. I saw him climbing Death Mountain had an automatic reaction, but yes. Sorry about that. There is Turtle Rock. We did need the cane for something. My bad.
Well, you just wanted to make sure that all our viewers had an extra long chance to get their guesses in.
Yes, I guess we're running a very long guessing game here.
Especially with it being Turtle Rock. Turtle Rock is a pretty long dungeon, no matter if you're in go mode or not.
I was about to say maybe we'll get a favorable key layout at least.
Yeah, but even with a favorable key layout, it doesn't save all that much time. Now, Laser Bridge logically requires either Cape or Burnout, I believe. Does it not? At this point, because we can't have Mirror Shield.
I believe they took that out of Advanced Logic.
Oh, was that? Oh, that was taken out. Okay. So it does not require that. Okay. I was curious if the logic required them to go get that cape or find Kane somewhere, but okay. It seems I gotta review that one. But Azure is basically looking for keys at this point.
Yep, and hoping that enough of them are early enough, which so far they haven't been. And he's down to 1 heart again, though, you know, these chain chomps are so easy to take a death on anyway. Whoa! That was a quick dodge. Dang.
Does he have a fairy?
I don't think so. I think he has... Well, does he have any potions?
I figure if he had a potion, he would have used one.
Well, you know, if he used up all his magic, he could fake powder an anti-fairy. Because he did save scum that mushroom.
Yeah. No, that would be great. You save scum the mushroom just to use it as a fake powder in Turtle Rock. That would be something. There's the big key.
And given that vanilla big key and that he's out of small keys, you do go around to the big chest. So that'll be good because it'll also give him a safety door.
Yeah, 1 heart, a safety door is nice. And the problem is, he'll have to make sure he doesn't take damage on the way there. Oh, that's helpful.
And at this point, Duke Firebird is finally heading to Swamp.
Yep. I think, again, not really anywhere else to go.
Yeah, I guess in Astor's case, you know, what saved him was just how much was being locked by the hook shot.
That, yeah, I think that eventually it just, especially the fact that Mirror was there, because Mirror helped in restricting a lot, and the lamp was up there, so that helped in restricting a few things as well. And unfortunately for Duke, that hammer just locked so many one-off kind of locations, but didn't restrict movement too much. And
other than taking forever to get around the map.
Yeah, that was going to be other, and then he had to do a few world tours to get everywhere without the hammer.
Wow, all the quality of life items here. We got Bugnet and Crystal Roller Room and Burna and Powder on Laser Bridge.
Safety door?
Bombos for good measure. Which of course means that the key's at the bottom.
He's got to have a fairy, right?
Well, there's an anti-fairy in the next room that I think even with that low magic bar he can powder.
Like, that would have been... That's very bold. Not going for the door, not drinking a potion on Laser Bridge with 1 heart. Could just be high confidence in his ability to do it.
Or, okay, I mean, there's a heart here, but we're gonna see a 2-heart Master Sword Trinex fight. Oh no, he did have a blue goo.
Okay, well, here's the fight. So, will we see the Master Sword fight? Yep. And hammer.
Okay.
And there's phase 1. We're just quietly here watching this fight. Master Sword Trinex is not a pleasant fight.
And Duke is not doing Diver Down. I wonder if he doesn't feel comfortable with Bomb Diver Down, or didn't think about it, or what.
Yeah, it could just be that he knows the Samaria one. but well, who knows?
But that is crystal number 7, and if you haven't already put in your GT Big Key guessing game guess, this would be a good time to do it.
So what was your number, Drosy?
I put in 15, which is effectively vanilla if you don't go full right. What are you thinking, Zethno?
I normally say 8. And I think we had a few guesses of 8 earlier already in chat, so looks like some other people agree with me.
Well, we're going to be stopping the game when Ashdar goes in.
We also do have Duke on his way to Turtle Rock. So he's about a full Turtle Rock dungeon behind. That's a sizable amount of time.
And some lucky person will get 18 genuine internet points.
Well, it's good that they're genuine.
I think I saw multiple people guess pie.
Yeah, unfortunately, that won't win anything this time.
Oh no, it was one person guessing pie multiple times.
But we have had 3 checks. Ashdar accidentally using mirror instead of hammer.
Oh, I thought he was gonna take that key and go right, and that was gonna be gutsy, but no, just an accident.
No, he walked right up to the hammer block and mirrored. You know, this happens to everyone, to the best of runners, to new runners, to everyone. Sometimes you just have the wrong item in hand and you hit the button, and as you're hitting it a lot of the time too, you realize what you're doing and it's just too late. That's 6 checks.
Oh, and Ashdar never picked up the half magic from Spec Rock. I would have thought, especially in hard mode, that would have been a reasonable detour. I know he didn't have the mirror when he went and did Hera, but I guess, yeah, just right. You'd have to. Well, no, he could have gone up via Spec Rock to Turtle Rock. That would have been the time to grab it.
Yeah, that could have been a time to pick it up. I believe that was 8 checks, no?
Yep, this will be 9.
Yep, because that's my normal 8 for hope into left. 9. That's not helpful. Small keys.
Well, here's Rando Room. 10, 11, 12.
13, no. We're getting a late one.
He's got the net out. He wants to, well, that doesn't quite add up because you'd have to powder the anti-fairy first.
We got another chain chomp room. A little friendlier, actually, for Duke.
Yeah, that seemed downright easy. Yeah, so is Ashdar gonna powder Bob?
Yep. Well, attempt to.
And here we're gonna get, well, first of all, Ice Armors without silvers is never fun. But then we will see if my vanilla 15 was right.
Oh yeah, 15 should be coming up as the next chest. And nope, 16. Nope, 17. Nope.
Right side.
Right side.
So see, if he had just gone right when he mirrored, that would have been the thing to do.
Yeah. Go figure. There's a little bit of talk in chat, and this is interesting. Ashler is missing 2 arrows. Or
No, he's fine because there are the 5 arrows under the pot in the second mimic room. He just has to be really careful.
yes, unless he despawns them, which was the discussion in chat.
Oh.
I think if most runners of this game have accidentally despawned those arrows at some point.
How do you even do that? I don't remember.
I'm not 100% sure what causes it. I just know I've done it many times.
Yeah, I've seen it. I had forgotten that it happens until you mentioned it.
Yeah, it happens to me often enough. Okay, that was 20.
Yes, it was.
It is definitely not something to do with Mimic Clips.
There we
because go. I've done it myself without Mimic Clip multiple times.
And congratulations, Mr. Mechamoose.
Yeah. Congrats. Yeah, that's something I actually want to kind of look into to what causes this. But yes, I have despawned that many times. I'm pretty sure anytime I've killed the first Mimic, it's never despawned. Maybe it has something to do with too many sprites or something, or maybe the laser with something. I'm not sure, but I know I've done it many times.
Well, while we were discussing it, Ashdar did get those 5 arrows. Now, Duke's taking the emergency exit before doing Laser Bridge. Since we know the small key's at the bottom, I wonder if he'll wind up not getting any of those safeties.
Oh! Takes a death. And this is where you could see where Ashdar did this all with 1 heart. Very, very bold, very well done. Without taking a single hit, without any problems, didn't really pause, didn't wait. Like, it was very, very well done. And it is not as easy as he made it look.
Duke is looking for safeties, so this will pay off.
Yeah, it's a great time to use it.
Especially since he has half magic, so he can get more use out of Burna and Powder if he has to.
Oh, for sure. But unfortunately, at this point, there's not really too much that Duke can do to catch up to Ashdar. He's going to require Ashdar to make multiple mechanics and errors, which I don't think we're going to see.
Well, meanwhile, that's a pretty nice Hammer Trinex fight from Duke over there. Ooh, but he got himself stuck on Hammer, because you can't change items when a head is exploding.
Yes, so you have to switch to the other rod before you get the last hit in. And we're going to get, phase 2. No setup there. Duke taking a heal definitely makes a lot of sense. Taking a death right now would be a pretty big time loss.
But he gets him.
And there goes Trenix. So now we are approaching Aga 2. Well, Moldorm 2 first, but unless Moldorm decides to be his usual trolly self, we should be seeing Aga 2 coming up soon.
As Duke will just barely be in GT before Ashdar leaves it. Is he going to open the last chest for the memes?
Nope. There's really nothing in there in expert pool that you were going to find that you actually won. If that manages to be the second sword, that's impressive.
Yeah, if we didn't know where half magic was, I could see doing that to hope that maybe it would be half magic, but...
Yeah, actually, you're right. Half magic for sure is something worth looking for most runners. Azure obviously knows where it is and has decided he doesn't need it.
Yeah, which, you know, especially on Master Sword Silverless, half magic does a lot.
It does. He's definitely going to want to get the torch glitch, lighting that first torch before the second one goes out, so the second one never goes out. And that's Aga 2. We never saw Aga 1, but there's Aga 2. Oh. Look what Duke is on his way to right side.
So he is going to save himself quite a bit of GT basement here.
Yeah, Dark Magician strat paying off big today. And here's Ganon.
Yeah, 12 spins for each of the first two phases.
Just 4 for phase 3, and 24 for phase 4. Or, did I say 3? 4 spins for phase 3. I'm not sure
yes,
what
that's what you said.
Okay. For a second, I thought I inverted the numbers and said 3 spins. Okay.
Duke, I know Duke is doing muscle memory here. He already had 2 keys, so he didn't need that one since he's already gotten the big key.
Oh, that's true. But we've had a few instances today of muscle memory kicking in. Yeah, so we're going to Azure using the hook shot to avoid those fireballs and fire bats.
And also a bit of Burna in there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this Burna's not helping too much in getting extra spins in. It's mostly just the damage prevention.
Also, how many potions does he have at this point?
1? Okay.
So he's going to be using a lot of lamp lighting here.
Yes. Going into phase 4.
And Azure being very much the Super Metroid player, I'm sure he did find the arrows on planet Zebus.
And got the torch glitch. 2. We are here for 24 spins, so don't expect this fight to end soon.
Yeah, at least Duke will get up the gauntlet before Azure finally finishes.
Yeah, this is when we talk about... Ooh,
no! Oh, I was just thinking he was lighting it a bit too close to the edge.
Oh.
And there goes Duke!
And Duke takes a death. Oh, wow. This is... Okay. Both our runners are resetting. No one gets an advantage from that.
And Azure with 1 fewer potion, though, I'm surprised he didn't, go buy potions after that.
Yeah, I thought he used his other potion already, so that would mean he's got none.
Yeah, I believe Azure does not have any way to refill his magic now.
That could be tight, but... It just means a lot less safety for the fight, because he won't be able to use Burna for a lot of these phases.
Well, he did get in some nice hits in that first cycle of Phase 2.
Yeah, no, this has been a very good second fight, but
As
Firebat's
you-
hurt.
Yeah, as you say that, fire back to the face.
Firebats are painful. As we said, Firebats are painful. This is expert item pool. Azure has 7 hearts. Duke has 8. I don't think that makes a difference, because a Ganon Hug will kill either way. And
But
Firebats look like they do 4?
Duke did pick up 2 fairies, so that could be key.
Oh, that'll help. Yes, okay. Firebats do 4. So 2 Firebats or 1 Ganon Hug for either of our runners.
What horrible person came up with expert mode anyway?
Someone who wanted to actually make this very difficult, and that's a death for Duke. That's where the fairies come in.
Yeah, good thing he stocked up.
Yeah, this death was actually a little earlier up the climb than the last one. 1 heart for Azure.
Expert mode is bringing back all these memories of the fall 2018 main tournament.
It's so hard to watch. The Firebats come so close, and Azure's a really good runner and knows that he's safe, but watching this is just so hard.
I was thinking he's on the top row as he's hitting Ganon in Phase 3 and got out of there just in time.
There goes Land Mode 2 on Duke's side while we're watching Azure finish Phase 3. Okay.
Gets the torch glitch at least.
Yep. 24 spins again.
And it's basically impossible to get triples with Lamp. I say basically because I was about to say unless you get really favorable Ganon placement, which Azure did on that cycle.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. You just need Ganon to cooperate with you.
Yeah, so when Ganon's like there, you can get a triple, but for most Ganon placements, you can't.
Oh, we are getting Duke getting very close to that Moldorm 2 fight. Oh! Azure trying to do the Fire Rod strats and missed the torch.
He's got to be more than halfway, though.
Yeah, I think that's why we've switched to the Fire Rod. He's realized he's okay, can get some triples in. There's enough magic left to finish this fight off. Is this it? Nope.
Going back to Lamp to be safe, I don't blame him. There it was!
Ah, one more. Yeah, I thought we were going to get there on the last one.
So get your GGs in chat.
Yeah, get your GGs for a very well done race.
And Azure crosses with an official time of 1:48.26. We'll see if he wants an interview.
Meanwhile, here comes Duke's Ganon fight. So here we go again. I believe Duke still has one fairy, unless I missed the use of the second fairy.
I believe you're right, and of course the half magic will be a nice boon.
So now that you've all finished holding your breath for Ashter's fight, here we go again.
Looks like neither of these runners are familiar with the Samaria strats. There's a way to position a Samaria block so that you don't get the recoil after a spin attack, and if you do that properly, you can get a 2 cycle on the first phase and a 1 cycle on the second phase, even with Master Sword.
Yeah, we've seen a few of our runners recently pulling that out in the qualifiers for the tournament.
And Duke realizing that you can't do spin attacks while using Burna.
Yeah. Oh, okay. We have a fairy. We have a fairy, and yes, the first time I found out I couldn't spin attack with Burna was in a similar situation to this, and I was not happy with finding that out.
Yeah, that's why runners are more likely to use the cape, even though it uses magic faster. But when the cape's on the ped, you don't have that option.
No, I don't think we're gonna clear all those dungeons. Although our runners got pretty close.
And Duke's out of
Duke
fairies.
had another fairy. Yeah. Oh no. Sorry, where? Apparently we got the location of the last sword.
How would we... Oh, was it in the credits somewhere?
That's what I'm wondering. There's just some talk in chat.
No, I think it was in the dig spot. Yeah. So that was one of the swords that we saw.
Okay. Well, we're back into phase 1. Phase 2.
Wait a minute, then what was... We didn't see a sword in the dig spot? Then what was the third sword? Oh, Stumpy!
Oh, yeah, Stumpy.
Oh,
Stumpy.
wow, right, I confused Stumpy and the dig spot.
So, Dig Spot and Stumpy had one. Side-by-side swords? Light and dark? But Duke is playing this a little bit safer this time, which I... You know, I gotta stop talking. Every time I say something like that, our runners take damage.
You do kind of seem to be cursing them.
They can't hear me, it's not my fault. But there's phase 2. Having used that potion, full health, don't take damage now. Going into phase 3 here. Oh, getting a little bit of fire bat action here. Okay, at least that only does 2 hearts of damage from phase 4. So this can be a little bit calmer for us as long as Duke doesn't decide to try to give Ganon a hug. He can take 2 more hits, plus the one that'll kill him.
So we haven't heard anything from Azure. I don't know if that means he doesn't want to interview or if the bot has trouble with the special character in his name in terms of sending out the automated interview invite. But it looks like he cut stream before finishing the credits in any case. So maybe he's just had it and decided to turn in.
Could be. This was one heck of a seed.
And it is a good reminder to make us thankful that the teen main tournament is long in the past, because for those of you who remember it, the later rounds of brackets, it felt like almost every game was expert mode.
Yeah, the tournament this year is on hard, so you'll see Silverless Ganon a lot, but you won't be seeing quite this level of Silverless Ganon every time. Or most of the time.
Yeah, well, I mean, in hard mode, the tempered sword is hugely useful.
Yes, mostly so you can avoid this.
But even so, you're going to have 14 hearts or close to it in hard mode, even if you have to do Master Sword Ganon, so you have a bit more room for error. And there we go. Get your GGs in for Duke Firebird. He will cross with an official time of 1:55.19.
All I can say is GG to both players. This is not an easy seed. It is not an easy setting. They both did a very good job with it. And on that note, do give the runners a follow. It does help them out. And welcome Duke Firebird to the booth. GG.
Yeah, thank you.
Thoughts?
That's a good warm up for the tournament groups coming up. So that's primarily the reason why I did this. I'm like, okay, let's go hardcore. Let's do an expert mode.
Yeah, that's like the hardest thing you could possibly have to deal with in the tournament, and even then, you'll probably have more hard containers.
Exactly. Dang that hammer! Dang that Samaria! That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I mean,
it was actually kind of interesting. While you were running around the entire seed looking for a hammer, Azure was running all over the seed looking for hookshot.
What?
He never did escape. Or
Wow.
at least not the front of it.
Wow.
Yeah, so that looked like your advantage for quite a while until you then got hung up, taking multiple long trips to East Dark World because you didn't have the hammer.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to consolidate as many of those as possible, so I was like, okay. And then, of course, hammer in pod. It's like, really?
Yeah, right. The other thing, well, actually, I'm kind of curious. I guess you didn't dip Skull Woods your first time into Dark World because you didn't have the Fire Rod?
Yeah, I tend to not jump into Skull Woods unless I have a because it's only 2 items, and my luck has usually told me that they're both in the back. So.
Okay, so you didn't see it, but Bo was in the middle chest in Skull Woods.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
You got the other one from Bonk Rocks. It was kind of funny. Your routings were so different. We got to see where basically all the items were.
Nice.
Yeah, within the game, we saw all 3 shields, 3 different swords, and both bows in an expert item pool. That was
nice.
Unusual.
And then the credits are giving us the 4th sword, which was apparently Dig Spot.
Very interesting. Yeah, and then, of course, I go to Skull. All right, let's check the pedestal, and then it's like, oh, cape, really? Oh, there goes an easy Ganon fight.
Yeah.
Oh
well.
I ended up. We were discussing at the end. Why Meyer before Swamp? What was going through your head at that moment?
We were given access to Meyer earlier.
Oh,
and that's what I was like, okay, you're giving me access to Meyer now before I have Kane, before I really have anything else, and I'm like, why is the seed doing that? And I've been reading the seeds pretty well recently, so I thought I read that part right, but nope. Swing and a miss.
I think that makes sense, what you're saying. We were just curious at the time.
Yeah, it's fair. Yeah, but this is kind of telling me what I need to brush up on execution-wise, so...
Well, I mean, you only took one Ganon death. Azure took a Ganon fall and a Ganon death.
Oof. Yeah, I mean, Master Sword Silverless is not. It's no joke. It's hard. Even for some seasoned players, it can still be difficult.
Yeah, Azure was actually doing it without half magic as well, so that was an interesting fight overall.
Really, you didn't pick that up? Interesting.
No, because of how he routed, he didn't. Because he didn't have the mirror, but did have the hammer when he finally climbed Death Mountain, he went over to Hera first. And I was a bit surprised he didn't route in half magic when he went up for Turtle Rock, but he didn't.
Well, I mean, it's the greatest luxury to get in expert item, but I can see why you wouldn't, because it does take a bit of time, because you have to traverse all the way across and then traverse all the way back. You got to dodge the 3 Lionels, which you can't do anything with that Master Sword except for spin.
Well, no, I mean when he had to climb the mountain to get to Turtle Rock after getting Samaria, that would have been the time to get it. It's a bit of extra time to do the double portal, but really it's just that amount of time spent doing the double portal.
Yeah, I can see that. But at the same time, it's like you're climbing the left side to climb back down and then climb up the right side, so you can argue risk versus reward and all whatnot. But obviously he was well-versed in his ability, so didn't need it.
Yeah, but he was using the lamp a lot.
Well, I mean, I used the lamp the entire fight, but that's just because I don't need to come off of it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, plus I've been working on my lamp triples anyway, so trying to get that timing really spot on.
So I guess the next
talking about those being being quite difficult overall
Mhm.
while we were watching both of you do it.
Yeah, you gotta basically the ruling of thumb is that you want to try to hit that lamp right when Ganon finishes his teleport. That gives you the most amount of time to get it.
I was going to say that now that you've gotten through this, I guess the next big thing for you will be the group reveal for the main tournament on Saturday.
Yep. We've coined the term groups of death, but I mean, like, we have 128 of pretty good to awesome runners, and I'm saying pretty good because I'm putting myself in the pretty good rank because I'm still kind of flabbergasted at the fact that I qualified. I'll be perfectly honest. But it's gonna be fun. That's all that matters to me. It's like if I have fun, I mean, I can go 0-2 for the match, 0-4 for the 4 games, and I'll be happy. If I get a win, even better.
Guess we'll see how that all plays out. And for those of you who aren't following the main tournament, the group's reveal is going to be on the main speed gaming channel at high noon Eastern on Saturday. So be sure to check that out. Both of our restreamed runners today will be part of that. So they'll get to find out where they are in groups along with 126 other runners.
Yep. And then all the rando you can eat for quite a while.
Yeah, speed gaming is going to be very busy with some stand hard races starting next week.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's been, 2 years since the tournament? I think the last one was, 19?
Year and a half since that was in the fall.
Yeah. So it's great. It's great to see the tournaments back again. I mean, granted, with COVID and all that fun stuff going around, it's like I think this is the kind of, to put it, for lack of a better word, this is the kind of a good distraction that we need, honestly. Just so we can sit back and watch. Just relax, not worry.
It's crazy to think we were at AGDQ in person the last time the main tournament ran.
I know!
Hopefully next winter there will be another in-person AGDQ.
I'm really hoping. I miss all my friends. I mean, it's one thing to talk in Discord. It's another to give a hug. It's quite another.
Well, that's one thing we're not seeing a lot of right now.
No.
Not generally not suggested.
No, it's not, unfortunately, but just I'll just say this. I mean, whenever the opportunity arises for anybody watching, if you can get the vaccine, please do. If your state or country allows it, if not, just keep watching, see when you can, make your decision. If you think it's not for you, that's your choice. If you can't get it, fair enough. But if you can and you're willing to, please do. That way we can beat this pandemic, get it done, and then we can go back to having in-person events again.
Which I'm sure looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that'll wrap for tonight. Tomorrow's daily race is actually going to take us in the total other direction on the difficulty scale. At 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, we will have a PED goal daily race. So.
Oh, I don't know about that, dude. I don't know about that. It's pedestal.
I know, the worst thing that can happen there is Ice Rod in the last chest in GT.
Yep. And Pendant Trinex, it's like, have fun. Oops, all dungeons.
Yeah. So there are bad things that can happen, but I've also seen plenty of pet goal seeds that have been well under an hour.
Mhm.
So
So
tune in and
if you want to find out how that turns out, tune back in tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern North American time, and we don't know quite what stream it's going to be on yet. So I suggest following all of the Speed Gaming channels. This one, and then Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming's 2 through 6. It'll be on one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually looks like there is a big gap in speed gaming programming in general, that we now don't have anything until 6 p.m. tomorrow, and then we have a very busy Friday night. So check out Speed Gaming tomorrow night. There is a lot of stuff going on. And yes, as Zethno puts the Twitch links, again, thanks to our runners who were willing to do this crazy seed, and please give them a follow. And thanks to our amazing tracker, Professor Pixie, one of our regulars in the tracking department.
Yep, thank you for pushing the buttons, and hopefully the tracker itself did not get hungry.
It was surprisingly well behaved today.
It was well behaved, good. Somebody actually fed it before the race, good.
And Zethno, great working with you as always.
Same to you, Drossen. And I guess I think that's it from us. From my side, I hope you had a good time with us here tonight, and I look forward to seeing you next time.
Have a good night, everyone.